अध्यक्षा जी, हमारे मित्र निशिकांत दुबे जी ने कहा, आज स्पीच देखे तो चले गए वो हाउस से, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा कि अच्छा होता अगर इस तरफ से दो शब्द बोले जाते इस जो पूरा आईबीसी प्रक्रिया है इसकी प्रशंसा में। तो मैं उनको सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आज नहीं, हम पहले दिन से इसकी प्रशंसा कर रहे हैं। ये हाउस हमेशा से इसकी प्रशंसा करता आया है। स्वर्गीय अरुण जेटली जी की यह देन है इस देश को, और इसने जो इनकी मंशा थी उनकी, मेरे हिसाब से उस मंशा के हिसाब से इसका काम करना बहुत अच्छा रिज़ल्ट कई जगह में आया है। लेकिन ये ना हो कि प्रशंसा में हम इतना लीन हो जाएं कि आगे का रास्ता भूल जाएं, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। मैडम चेयरपर्सन, देयर इज़ नो क्वेश्चन दैट एन ऑर्डिनेंस वाज रिक्वायर्ड. A moratorium was required because these are extraordinary times. Other countries, as Mr. Dubey pointed out, have also given similar moratoriums. So there is no question that this was absolutely in order. Therefore, an ordinance was also in order. I just need one quick clarification that I need from the Honorable Finance Minister, because the objects and reasons of this provides that the relief is for companies affected by COVID-19. The difficulty is, actual text of clause 2 makes no such linkage. It suspends initiation of CRP for all defaults arising during the period. And since this is very important, because there is a permanent prohibition on any kind of action on CIRP defaults during this period, so therefore perhaps this goes further than was necessary. The reason I can tell you is because the GST shortfall to states, which has been calculated at 2.35 lakh crores, the government's own assessment is that of that only 1.38 crore is COVID-19 related or act of God related. So therefore it is possible for the government to identify and differentiate between COVID-19 defaults and the related defaults. So therefore I would feel that perhaps the government needs to clarify on this, because Germany, for instance, has required companies to prove that they were liquid as of 31st December 2019 before they can go ahead and claim any kind of moratorium. So this is very important. Now, Madam, more importantly, I will just depart from the actual contents of the bill itself, which can't be taken exception to. Let us not forget that tinkering with the objects and the sections of the bill is really the nuts and bolts. You're either tightening some nuts or loosening some screws. The superstructure of this entire edifice is the NCLAT and the NCLT. That is the infrastructure which will take this take this act forward, which will decide whether this act is a success or not. And today, unfortunately, for many months now, Madam, there is no full-time chairman of the NCLAT. The chairman NCLAT is the captain of the ship. He is the one who is supposed to guide the NCLAT as well as the NCLTs all over the country. Without a full-time chairman, this is not possible. I cannot understand how, when so many eminent judges have retired over the past several months and years, that the government can't find one suitable person to take over as an NCLAT chairman who can give direction and purpose to this act. The difficulty is, I appear before these, as my friend Mr. Dubey said, how difficult it is to get a date, only I know. You have to beg and plead to get a next date of hearing, because the courts are so choked up, they are chock-a-block full. And therefore, what Mr. Chaudhary said, the only part of his statement which I genuinely empathize with, is that when you are taking 300, 350, 400, 450 days for a resolution, that is no resolution, that is not what this act wanted. And particularly after this moratorium now, when the act becomes operational again, there will be a deluge of cases. And therefore, unless we have a proper infrastructure and superstructure in place, unfortunately, there is going to be serious problems. One last issue, again, my friend Mr. Dubey mentioned this, the RPs, that the other part of the superstructure here is the resolution professionals. Unfortunately, the Bhushan Power case which he mentioned, where 700 crores seems to have been siphoned off in collusion with the promoters. Therefore, RP, resolution professionals today who get their skin in the game, somebody said that lawyers are actually responsible for delays. I believe, actually, madam, it's resolution professionals who are today, who got a skin in the game, not willing to let go of their control over these companies, and as a result of which we appeal to the finance minister to ensure that the IBBI, which is the agency which has been given the power to educate these RPs that they should do a better job in getting in better RPs into the field so that there is less fraud, less collusion. These things being said, other things being equal, it is a salutary piece of legislation brought by the Honorable Finance Minister, and there is no question that this House will go with her on this. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.